I've got a follow-up from Matt about a story from last week. I told you the story last week about Arkansas Republican State Rep Justin Harris, who is also the owner of a Christian preschool. And the background on this is that in the fall of 2012, Marsha and Justin Harris adopted two sisters from the state foster care system. And then in March of 2013, the couple completed the formal adoption process. And within 6 months, the Harrises just gave the girls to Eric and Stacy Francis. They did not consult the adoption agency or the child services agency. And eventually, Eric Francis raped the elder of the two girls, who was 6 years old at the time, about a year ago. Ultimately, after the girls were given to a third family, DHS found them and took control of the situation. Arkansas Republican Justin Harris is saying he is the victim of all this. He says that he and his wife are victims in this situation and that they did what they did to avoid being charged with child abandonment by the Department of Human Services. How does this make any sense? Well, according to our friend David Badash over at the New Civil Rights Movement, Arkansas's Justin Harris released a statement saying that there was a severe injustice done to he and his wife, that there were threats of abandonment charges. They were unable to get help from the Department of Human Services. They were unable to get help with children who presented a serious risk of harm to the other children in their homes, that they were not advised of the prior trauma and the conditions of the kids that they were adopting, that they had reactive attachment disorder, and that they were misled by the Department of Human Services before adopting the girls. They're the victims, Lewis. They are the victims. Unfortunately, DHS has a statement that they released which completely contradicts this. They're saying that while they cannot speak about the specifics of the adoption by law, which Justin Harris seems to have no problem doing, that they always disclose all psychological, medical, physical conditions to the adoptive parents, first of all, that they are always available to the parents when there are any kind of concerns about children that they have adopted. There is a total and utter open door policy. So what we have here is their trusted friend supposedly was experienced with reactive attachment disorder. So Justin Harris adopts these girls, claims he wasn't told about the medical conditions that they have, psychological conditions, finds some random guy who is apparently an expert in reactive attachment disorder. What credentials he provided, I don't know. The guy happens to also be a child rapist. They just give the girls away. Doesn't matter that this is completely outside of the actual adoption system. The Department of Human Services isn't involved. And the victims, Lewis, are Justin Harris and his wife.
Yeah, right. I'm still not sure. I'm still convinced, I should say, that there's probably something extra sinister happening here that we still don't know about. I just get the worst. This guy just creeps me out so much every time he talks. So there is something seriously wrong.
No,
with
there's
this guy.
something. This seems like a deeply disturbed individual. If you look up the videos of Justin Harris from Arkansas being interviewed, and I don't understand why this isn't making bigger news. We have a white male Republican business owner and elected representative who makes laws, who has the financial resources to adopt multiple children, but is the victim because he was going to be charged with child abandonment because he wanted to get rid of his adopted kids. And now people are further victimizing him because, poor guy, all he did was give the kids to a child rapist. You know, don't go after him. DHS ignored his phone call.
The worst part about this is that he'll probably win re-election.
Yeah, he's pro-family. I mean, so if in case anybody was worried, forget about all this stuff. He supports the family.
Yeah, he supports the family. He's all about the children. And who knows how many of his constituents have no idea that this is even happening.